currently enrolled or PhD candidate at the University of Stellenbosch, Faculty of Education. I've been supervised by Professor Jonathan Jansen. My journey has been an interesting one in a sense is that I trained as a teacher, so I've got a B.Ed. I taught for just under a year and very quickly I realized that there's a lot of issues within the education system. I wasn't well prepared or well equipped to be teaching in low-resource schools. Through that frustration and almost an immediate urgency to want to contribute policy-wise, to contribute on what works and to be part of solution making of the education system, and then that's when I stepped out of the classroom and into sort of academia. So it was really from my industry issues and challenges that drove me to go into research and to be part of solution making.
Okay, and what would you say are some of the challenges you have or are currently experiencing as a woman scientist?
Sure, I think the biggest thing that pops up top of mind is funding. I think many of us, and still am, and you're kind of like you're doing your research and as well as you are working, because the realities and the cost of living, or at least the funding that is available, is not sufficient enough for one to just purely focus on their research. If you look in Western countries, they postdoc students, that's what they do full time, and they got a lot of bursaries and funding that enables that. So that's the one thing, I think, funding. And then the second one, I would say that there is almost the soft skills about research and the type of work that I'm doing. So beyond just the data analysis and the writing, things like networking, things like being part of projects. And I think as a young scientist, trying to navigate those beyond the technical nuts and bolts skills sometimes can be a challenge. Lastly, I just think that broadly as a country, I've got, I suppose, worry about whether we're taking research and knowledge development seriously. We're seeing budget cuts year in, year out from NRF, and it's worrisome to say if we're not investing in the human capital of this country, what does the future state of South Africa looks like?
Okay, and what message or messages would you convey to ensure the next generation of women in science?
I suppose women in general, one, I'll flag it out, is like the sky's not the limit. And I think my own experience has taught me that research and being a scientist or being in academia it's more than just lecturing and marking papers and teaching university students. I think there's a huge world on how you can apply that into real contexts and world situation. And I think the last one is that I think we need to really get more females into the sciences. I think even where we are today, it's predominantly male. So I think providing more access to information, access to opportunities, and support, so that we don't drop out. We see our studies through, and we then also get retained within the academia world.